It is the RIOT Podcast, Tuesday, January 24th edition. Hey there.
Hi.
Howdy.
All right, let's go.
Okay, good.
Let's do this. Let's
We're
do
done.
this.
Everybody have a wonderful podcast.
All right, hey.
I guess we do have to give a little bit more.
Maybe some
So-
context.
So today on the podcast, we kicked it off by talking about what was an eventful Monday night.
Oh, someone has a Bachelor Recap.
Many to come.
Does this mean every Tuesday we're doing a Bachelor Recap?
We
or-
should.
I think it's going to be a Tuesday tradition.
You guys need to start watching.
No, I don't. Well, when is it on Monday nights?
It's usually, I believe, from 9 to 10.
Yeah, that's my TikTok time. So it just came
Last
in.
night it was 8 to 10
9 to
Eastern
10.
Standard Time.
Okay.
So 9 to 10, 8 to 9. I think it's 9 to 10.
You know, something we didn't even factor in, right, is more and more people watch stuff on like catch-up service, streaming, catch-up, whatever. And The Bachelor, like, what if you miss it? You don't get to watch it the night of, and we just spoiled it for you because you're going to watch it on Hulu today.
They were waiting.
Oh,
on
but
it.
then you just tune out.
I guess they
You
could
just skip that
There
part.
was a lot of lead up to when you actually spoiled anything,
Yeah.
even though we didn't give spoiler alerts.
There
so.
wasn't a ton of spoilers anyway. There's a little bit,
I
but
think there was a lot of spoilers.
I guess I did kind of give
you
like the
gave
most
away
dramatic
like everybody
part.
that was eliminated.
I said I said one person that was eliminated that I said,
You gave your favorite picks.
yeah, I give my favorite picks
Yeah.
who are sticking around. One girl that was eliminated I didn't think should have been. One girl that got eliminated and embarrassed herself on live television. And that was the recap of the night.
I want to find out if there's like a Sports Center-ized version of The Bachelor where, you just
I'm
get
sure there's a podcast
down to
or
like a
something.
3-minute package that gives you the best of the
Can
best.
you
get to
fill
see.
out a bracket? Is there?
Yeah,
something
we should
else?
fill out a
Yeah.
bracket.
There's Bachelor pools, right? Like
I
that's
bet.
actually
Yeah.
a normal thing. Why
Okay.
didn't we do that?
well, you guys
Isaiah,
need to pick favorites.
if
You need to pick
you-
favorites.
If you are gambling on The Bachelor,
Oh, yeah. If I was to pick.
I don't want to hear that you're putting any money anywhere.
No, of course not.
Perish
But
the thought.
at the same time, I have a good feeling that I'm going to be able to figure out who's going to win.
All right.
Early on. At least I know who I would pick. Now, Zach, obviously, yet again, I'm not much of a fan of him. I think he's kind of cringy and weird. So if I had to guess, he's probably not going to pick the girl that I would pick.
It's just not going to be the same.
Different
All right.
tastes.
We
Yeah.
won't tell you anymore because, again, we'll save the Bachelor recap coming up in this podcast.
Yeah, we also talked about the new Dungeons and Dragons trailer. Hudson's not a big Dungeons and Dragons guy.
Well, find out what he thinks.
We have, a wide range of opinions on the new trailer for Dungeons
It
and
actually
Dragons.
starts a few moments of Hudson being almost like, what is it when you're grumpy of like the get off my lawn sort of
You think so?
grumpy? Just
Yeah.
a tiny bit
But
today. You know why? I think it's because you're tired.
I am tired.
That
I
must
am
be it.
tired. I do, and I'm always tired, but it's because I've had sleeping issues the last couple nights that
Well,
I cannot
guess
figure
what's
out.
Figure it
happening?
out.
It's affecting the show.
You think so?
You're not
in a
supposed to bring your
positive
home
way.
life to your work life.
You're just supposed to be okay.
Work 101.
I'm surprised he said that,
So
but that's true.
What is your alternative? Like, what is your solution?
It's
for
what
that
you do
then?
is when you wake up, you put a smile on your face.
Yeah.
I did put a smile on my face.
Even if
I was
you wake
happy
up-
about a lot of things.
Even if you wake up hours and hours earlier
do
than
you
you're
really
supposed to.
think? I know there was some parts of the show where I was a little grumpy, but do you really think that that's different than normal?
Yeah, Nikki and I were in the break room earlier, and I was
Talking
like,
about
Nikki, you think Hudson's a little grumpy today? And she goes, a little bit.
I'm just worried because I don't want it to be now this actually what's worse is now that we've pointed it out to
Everyone's
you,
going to be listening for
you're
it.
going to be having even more trouble sleeping because at 3 you're like, oh no, what if I get grumpier? I
Yes.
just think you're just a tiny bit more quicker to not like something.
True.
And you're just faster on explaining why you don't like it.
Well, let's think back though to I had
and you're
no
argumentative.
no problem. Well, that's how I always am. And now,
Maybe our listeners will be able to tell the difference today.
Just listen to the podcast and don't get offended if he hurts your feelings.
yeah.
We also
Anything
talked about bringing a guy or a girl on guys' night.
Yeah, we tried to give you some advice, some helpful advice
Oh,
on that.
what was it? What was his name? Can you pull up his text message? It didn't come in time for us to add it in, but he made a great point when talking about a girl getting added to a guy's trip and whether that's liked or not. And it really was down to, and this guy was spot on.
It
That
was James.
James
yeah.
texted in that it's probably the case of like the girl wants to go on the guy's trip just to be, kind of in control.
Included. Maybe she doesn't trust trust the guy.
And the guy doesn't know how to tell her no, so he's hoping the guys are the bad ones who end up saying no, she can't go, and then he won't get in trouble.
Yeah, he's like, I would love for you to come.
But they won't let you.
Do you
But
think that's what's happening?
I don't think so.
No.
I think that she just wants to come because she wants to come.
Because she likes you guys all so much.
She wants to be
probably.
included,
Yeah.
and I'm like that. It's fine, I don't care.
You're a pushover, is what you are.
I mean, for me, I am a pushover. But I just, sometimes when you're the guy, when your girl asks you, it's all on him. Like, I am not the one that's going to be like, no. If your girl asks you if she can come on the guys trip, you either make a stand for the boys or you come to my face and you crumble in front of me and say, my girl's coming.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I guess she's coming. I can't tell her no.
The last thing, though, is that, he doesn't have to, he can let you guys down.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't have to come home to you every night.
Oh, no, yeah.
He does have to come home to the
He's
girlfriend.
definitely making the smart move by just being like, yeah, babe, sure. Come along. Or you make a stand for the boys. Whatever you want. I guess you'll still be my friend either way.
We know what Isaiah would do.
For me, I would crumble.
Well, listen to and, of course, text in if you have anything you want to add at 877-2-RADIO-U.
And we'll catch you next time.
Have a good nap,
See you
someone
guys.
today who's listening. Have a good nap. Bye-bye.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
We're here to talk about The Bachelor from last night because our Bachelor correspondent, Isaiah,
He actually watches it.
you watched the whole 2-hour
course.
premiere.
2 hours?
Yeah, it was 2 hours long.
Is it 2 hours every week?
No, I think just the first week it's 2 hours.
How
The
else
first and
could
like
you
the last ones.
How else could you introduce all the women?
I know. I was
Yeah,
thinking
exactly.
That too.
It was
I
a long
thinking that
episode.
too.
Did you guys watch it?
No.
Neither of you guys watched it?
Why would we watch it?
Oh, I didn't know. It's good TV.
You to tell us
I was
about
really
it.
hoping one of you guys would have watched it
First
so that I
off,
could go back and forth with you.
I'm not watching anything
Come
that's 2
on.
hours. And if you're watching it, why do we both have to watch it?
Because now, what we'll do is I'll catch you up here after the first episode,
Okay.
and now you guys can just watch I'm pretty sure they're just 1 hour long episodes.
Uh-huh.
I'm not for sure, but I'm pretty sure they're just 1 hour the rest of the way.
Time
So,
flies when you're watching it,
It
right?
does. It's so good. Until last night, I went to my friend's house. Obviously, we watched it all together. I had
Okay. A watch
like a
party.
brownie cookie mix. Oh, it was
Nice.
so good. It was fantastic. A brookie, yeah. A bunch of them. But so last night on the show, they did like introducing all of the new contestants, right?
Yeah.
And there, of course, on night one, per usual, was drama. If you were wondering, so the biggest story of the night was unfortunately Madison. And when I think
the
about
contestants?
one of the contestants, yeah, she came in and she her big issue was like on the first night they introduced themselves to Zach, who's the Bachelor. He's terrible, but whatever. And they introduced themselves, and then they all get a chance to like chat with him, right? And there's always like a bunch of tension around the chats because every girl wants to get their time with him.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, on night one, because there's so many girls, they do not all get to speak to him. Madison, after she saw some of the other girls, had been talking to him, and Zach did on night one hand out a couple of kisses.
Oh.
Madison was really
He's an early kisser?
He's an early kisser. I think he probably kissed 4 of the contestants last night.
no.
And so Madison was upset because she did not get a chance to try to kiss Zach.
Yeah.
So she circled back and tried to double dip on chats. Unfortunately, that's a big no-no. Made all the other girls very upset. And she forced a kiss. And when I say she forced a kiss, I mean she forced like a
kiss without consent?
It was a kiss without consent.
She's out.
And immediately after, they did like a side shot of Zach, and he was like, "That was uncomfortable." He was like, "That was not a good kiss. I don't know if I was feeling that kiss." And then Madison obviously knew that the kiss was not good. And she was in tears the rest of the night. She ended up getting sent home a little bit earlier before before the rose ceremony even happened. She was sent home.
So one person gets sent home each episode?
Well, no, she got sent home in a
Early?
special way because she was so.
Did she fall
cringy.
So it
through
was
the
a premiere
trap door?
like never before.
Like a premiere like never before. She got sent home before the rose ceremony, and
Don't
then
do that, Hudson.
and then they did the rose ceremony, and a bunch of the girls got sent home. And it was solid. It was a solid night.
Wow.
Of The Bachelor.
Madison, she can go back home to Fargo, North Dakota,
Yep.
where she's a business owner.
Where you can practice on not just, taking kisses.
Yeah, it was
read
bad
some
luck.
read some cues off of other guys there, but
Now I feel like I don't have to watch it. Thank you, for the
Now
recap.
you guys can come in next week,
No.
and you guys can get right back into it. You're all good.
It's a little less overwhelming. There's
Exactly.
less than 30 contestants, so we should be able to manage.
You can start picking some favorites. My early favorites. Jess, super cute. Katie and Catherine are my top 3 right now, but that could easily change. Those are my top 3.
There's a lot of
Jess
dates
is
still to
sitting
be
at
gone
number
on.
1. And some notables that got sent home last night. Kara. I don't know why she got sent home. She was so cute. I don't know why she
Isaiah,
left.
I feel like you're more prepared than every weekend that you talk to us about college football
I
and
know.
the NFL.
You
I've
know.
never seen you had notes.
There are
You have
notes here.
notes.
It's pretty impressive. I mean, I've
so
watched the
locked
whole
in.
show.
Yeah.
But I will say, Kara from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I don't know why you got sent home. If you're looking for love, you can find it right here.
That's the most he's ever prepared for anything for
Pretty
this
impressive.
show.
I've
Pretty
never
impressive.
never seen you like this.
You like it?
We've
It's-
unlocked a different part of you.
Maybe you guys need to watch the show because it's that good.
He's a
that
Bachelor
even I'm paying attention.
correspondent.
we could be missing out.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
The new Dungeons and Dragons movie. It's called Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. And it's coming out in March. It's coming out soon.
It's thank you for the woo. That really makes it. I can
like
tell
the
you're
woo?
excited because I remember it was last year the first trailer came out, and I think people were shockingly surprised at how pretty good it looks.
It definitely looks solid in that first trailer.
So now it's the second round of
Although
trailers.
I don't know, one of the tough things is, I mean, a lot of people play Dungeons and Dragons. A lot of people have over the years. And so there is the Dungeons and Dragons community. And I don't know how the trailer specifically was received among that community.
Yeah.
Which is important. But there's also a lot more people that do go to movies that don't play Dungeons and Dragons. And so it's much more important what they think.
So this
and
comes
they
out
thought it was good the
March
first time around.
31st. So you are getting close.
Oh, it's coming up.
But the new trailer, a totally new look at the film, came out yesterday, and we all have watched it. And I want to know what you guys thought.
So you're watching it even though you don't always like to watch trailers.
Yeah, why would I?
You don't care to be spoiled?
No.
Not
Okay.
even for Dungeons and Dragons.
No, Dungeons and Dragons, I'm fine with. I'm
Okay.
fine with it being spoiled because the first trailer, although it looked cool, it wasn't like, oh, I'm seeing this. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like, oh yeah, I guess I'm maybe. And so I watched this one, and I know I want to hear your guys' thoughts first.
Well, I think I remain pleasantly surprised about the humor. I think it actually looks pretty funny. And I forget Chris Pine was funny because I think for a while he went on a
Serious?
he's too good for funny.
Yeah.
And then I didn't see any of those movies. I don't know if everybody did. But now I feel like, hey, Chris Pine can do comedy. So whoever wrote this, unless all the good stuff's in the trailer, I feel like you actually did a good job with it. It really reminds me of the trailer style of the earlier Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. And
Yep.
I like that approach. So it actually looks pretty funny.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty solid. I think Chris Pine, being the lead in it, looks pretty good. I was pretty
I just-
pleasantly surprised he was in it.
Again, thought he was too good to do Dungeons.
I know, 'cause he isn't. All the stuff he's done recently has all been pretty serious. Obviously going back to when he did Star Trek. That's the main thing that I know him from.
Yeah.
And so I guess he's
that had some
more
comedy.
Yeah, he's more of a lighthearted character
It had
in
a
that.
few laughs.
Yeah.
It had me cracking up a few times.
Princess Diaries too.
Yeah, I did not.
Chris Pine is in that.
He's in
I
that.
didn't see Don't Worry, Darling either, which came out in 2022.
I heard that was a laugh riot.
Did you? I can tell by the cover photo of
Well,
him
I'm
cuddling
only-
his girl.
Yeah.
I'm only suggesting Princess Diaries.
Got it. Yeah, so I think that it looks good overall. I think it looks solid. It looks funny.
It's crazy, and I'm not just saying this to disagree.
No, I'm not.
You don't like it?
I couldn't.
Come on.
Especially with Nikki, it looks funny. It was rolling my eye, I thought it was painfully unfunny.
No!
And then I was like, I watched this trailer and I thought, okay, now there's zero chance I'm seeing this in theaters.
Are you
so
serious?
Zero chance.
I
didn't
thought it
laugh
looked pretty
once.
funny.
No,
I think you're
it was
gonna-
like all the jokes that are in Marvel that is now the stereotypical. Well, that's not good after somebody gets eaten by a dragon or something. All those Marvel jokes that people don't like about the Marvel movies. And that's what this whole trailer is. And I'm not, I mean, I don't mind the Marvel movies are fine and I don't mind those throwaway lines, but it's not the whole movie. But this whole trailer was that. And so that was really tough for me.
I think you're grumpy.
I think so too.
I don't know.
The
Even the
first
line where
scene,
he's
I was laughing.
The line where
yes.
he's like, there's a sharper stone.
There's got to be a
step
sharper
over
stone
there.
somewhere.
You guys can
sharper
repeat
step.
the jokes to me.
You don't think it was funny?
They're not going to make
I
me
can
laugh.
say it again.
It's kind of funny you guys doing it.
I think it's funny.
You're not going to win me over.
I guess you just
You're
have a
not gonna
bad
convince
sense of
me
humor.
It's funny. You can't
It's
do
okay.
that. I'm not going to try to convince you that I say funny things.
I get it. Like you're like,
Either you laugh or you don't.
is it the Dungeons and Dragons part? You don't want to
No,
like it?
because I told you, I thought the first trailer, like the monsters and stuff, were
Yeah.
kind of cool. Like whatever that polar bear thing is. And I don't know, like even though obviously not my style, I'm sure there's fairies and swords and bows and arrows.
See,
and all
I
this
love
stuff
that stuff.
I don't like. But I still, all that said, after the first trailer, walked away thinking, okay, this has a chance. And then I watched this one, and
No
this
chance.
undid all of that.
Well, fine. You don't have to see it. So
Yeah.
that's fine. But Dungeons and Dragons, the new trailer, which probably is like the last main set of them since it comes
Yeah.
out on March 31st, is out.
Well, you guys can go and you can report back. And I'm not saying I'll never, ever watch it.
No, they don't want you to.
We don't even want you to watch it.
They are done with you.
You're out.
They've lost me, so it's fine.
There you go.
Chris Pine turned funny and you turned grumpy.
Yeah. I can't wait to go watch it and tell you how great it is. I bet it
sure
gets
you
great
will.
reviews. I can't wait.
I'm sure that it will.
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
Gonna need some input on this one because Isaiah, you got a possible trip in the works. Is that right?
Yeah, I do.
Now it's early stages, right?
Very early stages.
But you're
Always.
working
It always
on.
worries me when he's grinning when he's talking about that.
Why?
You're like, is this a good trip or a bad
Oh,
trip?
it's always a good trip. I've got lots of good trips
But
going.
the thing is, it's a guy's trip, right?
Guy's
like
trip,
it's you
yes.
and a bunch of your bros.
Mm-hmm.
You love hanging out with the bros, and so you're going on a trip. But one of the question is, if somebody wants to bring their girlfriend along,
Yeah.
is that okay with you?
Is
See,
that
it
what's
just
happening
depends.
to your trip?
That's like a big question mark, per usual.
But it's not you.
It's not me. No, yet again, no girl
and
here.
you don't have the power to answer it, really, right?
Yeah,
Do you have
so-
that kind of sway in the group?
Oh, could I just turn it down? No. I feel
You can't
too
veto?
bad.
You can't veto
I feel
the
like if you
girlfriend?
veto that, like if somebody asks you, if you're going on a guy's trip and they say like, oh, like, do you mind if my girlfriend comes? Then you got to be like, no, yeah, sure.
Even though
Bring
it's no
her.
longer a guy trip at that point. It's
Yeah,
just a trip.
It just changes the dynamic of the crew.
It definitely does.
Obviously, but at the same time, it's just one of those things where I think there's certain times when it's okay for a girl to come on the guy's trip.
That's what
Just
we're
one
saying.
individual
Hang
night
on.
or multiple. I think it's fine. It just it just depends.
Even though,
on
like,
the girl.
it really, yeah, that's true. Because what's worse is if the girl doesn't know that she's being brought on a guy's trip, like if the guy's not being transparent enough.
Yeah.
And nothing is worse than going, and I'm not saying this has happened to me, but maybe a work trip where I was the only girl.
Of course.
And then you end up becoming the mom of the group. And you have to do all the details or like the organization stuff, or it's very uncomfortable
Yeah.
then when you don't realize you're the only one.
All right. Well, in that case, Isaiah, I think you should welcome this girlfriend being brought along with open arms because I know your group of friends,
Yeah.
and you don't have like a planner in the group.
It's me.
Yeah.
It's me. I'm
And
the
you're
planner.
not that good of a planner,
I'm a
so you
great
need
planner.
somebody to help to take care of things.
See-
And so maybe this gal can
Well,
do
you have
that.
to go all in then, have her bring some friends, and maybe that's how you'll meet somebody.
See, I would be okay with that if we would just just completely toss out like the guys part of the trip and just be like, okay, we're just gonna do like a conjoined trip where like everybody can bring their girl, then whatever, that's fine. But it also a big factor in this as well is like who is the girl that's coming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
And
is
so
important.
let's say like it's one of your good friends, but you know that his girlfriend, even if you do like her, she could be annoying, or maybe she isn't always down for the vibe.
Yeah,
you know, like
that's right.
she may be a little bit self-centered. All of a sudden, the trip's becoming about her. I don't know. I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen, but if it's that person in the crew, is that the plus one girl I want to come?
That's a good
Probably
question.
not.
So have you bought your tickets for the Sky trip
Not yet.
Okay.
We're still in the
What are
process
the
of planning.
odds? What are the odds that that a girl being involved would make you not be involved.
It wouldn't. That would
wouldn't
not
cancel.
happen. I wouldn't cancel.
You wouldn't cancel just because one person who doesn't fit
I'm
the
always
vibe.
down. Yeah, I'm always down for a good time.
You just
But
make it work, go with the flow.
Yeah, I'd make it work, go with the flow. I would just know going into it, it's going to be a different time, depending on which friend's girl would come. If it's some of them, I'm like, yeah, sure, she's fun. Bring her along. I don't mind at all. And the other ones, I'm like, well,
Don't tell your friends that.
Yeah.
And it's harder because the longer that your friends have been with her, the harder it'll be because because she'll be more wanting, not taking over, but just like when you're newer to a friend group.
Oh, yeah.
You're a little bit more hesitant.
you're just down with the vibe.
Yes, you're willing to go with everything.
Yeah.
But the longer you've been in with the boyfriend and stuff, then you're like, then you could totally take over.
Oh,
so you have to
Yeah,
watch.
you feel like you have a lot of sway.
Yeah, and you don't.
Well, you know what we need to do is flip this around. So if you got any advice for Isaiah in this situation, 8772 Radio U. But also, when we come back, let's look at it from the opposite side, bringing a guy on
to
a
a
girls trip.
Well,
I'd love
why
to
would
go.
Why would we
I've got
want
some
you
thoughts
guys?
on. Yeah, that's right.
Do you feel how like the energy went down when you said
All of a
that?
sudden, well, why we want you guys to come? You're going to ruin it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was an option.
We'll discuss them further next.
Find more Riot content online. riot.radiou.com.
We are in that wonderful time of year where, for many of us, we're trying to get ahead of things, start scheduling out vacations and trips and whatnot.
You got to work on spring break stuff now.
Yeah, and Isaiah's got a potential guys trip in the works, and we were trying to navigate what if one individual girlfriend winds up getting roped into the situation and how you go through that. So
Nate said, by the way, got to tread that water safely.
yeah.
Tread it real lightly.
Yeah, you have to because you need your friend's approval, like in the long term. So you got it, but you got to be safe with that.
And I like how Don said that the girlfriend might wind up becoming the den mother of
Yes,
the group.
that's
And then,
totally how it is.
I was thinking like if depending on where in the game you wind up like including the girlfriend, realizing that she's a part of the group, that can totally change like sleeping arrangements and everything. Where I don't know, people have to double up and stuff like that. You gotta be careful.
It could even change where you stay. If I'm with like my 5 friends, we will stay in a Motel 6. If a girlfriend comes,
nope,
you think
you're
we're staying in a
changing.
Motel
Yeah.
6? The increase of how much money I'm spending on wherever we're staying has just like tripled.
But the crazy thing is,
you also need to fly first class.
True, we're no longer taking Spirit, unfortunately.
the crazy thing about it is that we're talking about this as if basically like once it's even brought up that, oh, I might bring my girlfriend along on a guy's trip, it's probably happening, right?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
It means that the guy is only maybe having so many days off and like doesn't want to have a guy's trip anymore, but wants to include the girlfriends.
Yeah.
Or it means he doesn't think he's going to be allowed to go.
Yeah,
If the
that's
girlfriend's
actually,
not involved.
Yeah,
Right.
you nailed on that one. But if we turn it around from the other perspective, and you've got a girls' trip coming up, the attitude is way different. If you're like, but when would you bring a boyfriend along on that? One
Never.
individual boyfriend.
Never.
And
Never.
why is that?
You would never
Why
bring one
is
guy. Because they need their alone time, you know?
The guys need their alone time.
No, the girls need their alone time.
And
That's
I think
why.
the guy wouldn't push as much because he's
Yeah.
like, great, I just get,
That's
you
what
know.
I was gonna
Perfect.
say.
Yeah, like they're
you
fine.
get a whole weekend off without the girlfriend. That's no
Exactly.
big deal. But on the flip side, the girl's like, you're going on a trip and I'm supposed to be here all alone?
Even though it would
What
be
am
nice.
I supposed to do?
Yeah.
It could be nice though to have a guy come along because then not for like stereotypical stuff of like he can carry things or you know you could be like you feel safer if you have a
Yes.
a guy with you, so it might not actually be a bad thing.
Depends where you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not the motel.
Yeah, you're clearly not staying in the Motel 6, unfortunately.
It is, man, it is definitely crazy how the attitude is 100% different on the two different situations.
Well, I don't even know how to talk with you about it because it feels like
It
a
could
guy,
never happen,
A guy
right?
wouldn't
It
even
would
be
never, no.
It's not even in the realm of
It
possibility.
would never happen.
Oh, it's
What
so
about
cute.
if we drilled it down a little more? What if it's just like a girls' night? Like, oh, the gals, we're getting together. We're going to go out wherever.
Nope, guy's
and you
not
bring
coming.
one boy. Oh, that happens doesn't it happen time
I think
to
it's
time?
something that
Isaiah?
happens sometimes. Like, there's that, like, one guy that comes along.
He can drive you or
And
like
it's
pick
usually
you up.
Yeah.
a mistake.
Yeah. Or they're just along for the ride. But for a girl to come out on guys' night, Yet again, obviously that happens much more frequently.
Yeah. And I'm not going to say anything further.
I think
From
you
that
handled
point
it
on.
very delicately.
Yeah,
I get
think
what you're
so.
saying,
Well,
and I'm
good
not
luck.
offended.
Good luck to you.
This is the Riot Radio U.
Now, talking of food, what if you could get paid $1,000 to eat cheese?
Eat cheese?
Yeah.
What type of cheese? Hang on. Because I like cheese, but there's a limit.
I think you can just, as long as it's cheese, you can eat whatever you want.
Are you part of a study or what's the catch?
Yeah, kind of. This is a mattress website called Sleep Junkie. Now, there is a rumor, a commonly held belief, a wives' tale, you might say, that eating cheese and other dairy before bed gives you nightmares, right? Have you heard this?
Oh, I guess I always saw it because remember when you were younger and it was like, here, have a glass of warm milk and that will soothe you to sleep. But are they saying cheese can make you have nightmares?
But supposedly cheese is supposed to be bad for your mind while you're sleeping.
What cheese are you eating?
If you eat it too close to bed, it messes something up.
Munster cheese?
Oh no! So this Sleep Junkie, this mattress reviewing website, is gonna pay for you to eat 1,000. Oh no, that's wrong. They're gonna pay you $1,000 to eat cheese right before bed. And then document your experience. They're going to do.
See? Oh, they call it Dairy Dreams.
Yeah, Dairy Dreamers. So they're going to choose 5 people to do this. And if you are chosen, they're going to track your. You will track your sleep. You need to provide written evaluations of your sleep quality, energy level throughout the day, and reports on dreams and nightmares after consuming various cheese products before going to sleep. So I wonder if they're going to provide you with different cheese stuff. And see
what
if different cheese, if it might be a specific, maybe it is Munster.
Yeah.
Maybe that is the problem.
Well, they're looking for applications are being accepted through February 10th, and then your study will last 3 months.
That's a lot of cheese.
That is daily cheese.
Yeah.
I mean, at night, I've gotten into, I'll have a couple of cheese cubes and maybe some pepperoni.
Okay.
For
and how have your dreams been?
I honestly, and this is scary, I don't think I get a deep enough sleep to dream.
No. Yeah.
Because I just don't sleep as much as I should. And I can't tell you the last time I had a nightmare or a normal dream.
I'm not much of a dreamer either, and you could be right. It could.
We don't sleep
could
enough.
Be not because of anything just weird about us. It could just be our sleep quality is not
that
good enough.
bad.
We're not hitting the REM sleep like you need to. So I don't know if we'd be the best subjects for this. But I mean, then again, cheese can't make it any worse for us, I don't think.
You can't. So you get $1,000 for the 3 months. Because at first I thought, for a month's work, normally studies are a month. But it is 3 months of evening cheese.
I mean, still, that's a nice side hustle.
It is.
That's not bad. And I bet you they pay for the cheese as well, you think?
Probably.
They provide you with all the cheese you can eat right before bed.
Oh, and imagine your mom's like, hey, what job did you pick up? You're just trying to make some extra cash. And you'll call yourself a dairy dreamer. That's the term.
Last question for you. If you had to eat cheese in bed, which cheese?
I have been getting into like a queso.
Yeah. With chips. Nacho chips.
I've been warming up because I don't have chips, so I have pork rinds.
Okay.
I'm just not happy about it.
It's not the same. I've done that too. Not the same.
I warm it up and I put a little queso on top and then put some extra salsa on it. That's good.
What about the other one I thought of is the squirt cheese and just squirting that right into your mouth.
No, now that's bottom of the barrel.
You think so?
That's the
or
bottom
is that
of the barrel.
really living?
Nope.
I think
especially if you're in bed and you're putting your nightstand.
I think you've shed societal norms at that point, and you're living the best life you can.
If not, maybe grab a couple of the Colby cheese cubes. That could be a nice little
those are
tidy
good any
snack
time
at
of day.
night.
Yeah. Well, there you have. You can be a dairy dreamer if you want, and if you're lucky, you'll get paid $1,000 to do it.
Thanks for watching the worst of the riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more riot.